We're here in our report writing room here at the Novi Police Department, and we have Officer Tony Avant, one of our traffic officers. One of the things that we talked about earlier is the fact that we have a lot of technology. And for a report writing room, we have 70 police officers, but we only have 3 computers. And the reason that is because we want the officers writing their reports out in the community where they can still be proactive in their patrols and their enforcement. Tony, thanks for joining us here on the briefing room today. Talk to us a little bit about what you're filling out right now.
At this time, Chief, I'm completing the net RMS section. And when I started my tour of duty this morning at 7 o'clock, I went out and conducted some traffic enforcement in areas where there were complaints. Just recently over at Town Center and Crescent, a 4-way stop sign was inserted. In the past, there's only been stop signs on 11 Mile entering that intersection at Town Center. As of this week, the city installed stop signs on Town Center north and southbound. So now there's a 4-way stop area in that intersection, and the city employees were over there earlier doing some road work, and they had problems with motorists disobeying the stop sign. So I went over there to do some traffic enforcement, and the complaints were valid. There were motorists who were not obeying the stop sign at the 4-way stop there. So conducted some traffic stops, gave some verbal warnings, advised the motorists that is now a 4-way stop, whereas in the past, most of them were used just to stop signs on 11 Mile. It was a 2-way stop. So other motorists who indicated they were in a rush and noticed the stop signs and just disregarded them altogether were issued violations. This is primarily enforcement to cut down on possibly accidents, because once the holiday season starts, there's going to be an abundance of traffic traveling over in the town center. And it's a very, very high intersection area for motorists, and we just want to cut down on possible future traffic accidents.
Great. Tony, talk to us a little bit about some of the technology. You've been very instrumental in getting Clemmis citation and Clemmis crash. You've actually been one of the trainers. Tell us a little bit how that saved you time out on the street in terms of traffic enforcement and doing our citations electronically now and doing our accident reports electronically.
Very great system. It reduces actually on traffic stops when citations are warranted and being issued, allowing the officer to go into e-citations and manually type in the information and able to print the ticket on a printer, which is located inside the patrol vehicle on top of the laptop computer. And as a result of that technology, officers no longer have to actually handwrite tickets, which in my opinion probably saves a good 3 to 5 minutes on a traffic stop, where you can issue the violator the citation and clear the stop much sooner as opposed to handwriting the violation. In terms of the e-crash, another excellent system. All information is again typed into the computer. With the technology, driver's license can now be swiped, all the information transposed right into the report. Again, no longer having to write the information, and ticket also can be printed, and also the case report number on the print slip can be given to both parties involved in the accident, where they can then use options to obtain a copy of the police report, which is now done online. So with that technology saves a lot of time, and especially as very professional. No more wondering what as far as handwriting, trying to figure out what was written, and legibility into writing no longer comes into play. So very good system, very proficient, and I really am glad that the Novi Police Department went to that technology.
Tony, thank you for joining us here. Thanks for taking the time, and obviously thanks for your participation in Clemmis Crash, Clemmis Citation, for being a trainer and showing our other men and women what they do. We appreciate all you do.
You're welcome, Chief.
We're here in our Police Training Center at the Novi Police Department, and we're joined by Sergeant Michael Warren. Michael is our Training and Standards Sergeant, and he's going to give us kind of a little overview of what we actually do here in the Training Center.
Well, the Training Center, it does a couple things for us. It does what its name says. It provides us a place to conduct training. If you look around the room, there are TVs around where we can project videos and PowerPoint presentations. It also serves as a teleprompter in the back so that the instructor can get out there with the people who are attending. But it also serves as our Emergency Operations Center, our EOC. And that's where if we had a natural emergency, such as a tornado or the blackout like we had in 2004, all the city management can come and they can gather here in one place. We have computers that are set up all around the room for the different departments within the city, and we also have on the TVs, we have satellite television so that we can get news about what's going on around the world, but it allows everybody to come here in one place so that decisions can be made more quickly and more efficiently.
Absolutely. Back during the blackout, this was our emergency operations center, and someone staffed this 24 hours a day during that entire, I believe it was about a 4-day incident that we were managing. And what's really important is from these ceiling tiles and from the various areas around the room, there are actually phones that drop down. We have satellite capability not only for the televisions, but we also have several satellite phones here that in the event telecommunications are usually overloaded as they were during the blackout and during 9/11. So we have that ability here to make sure that we have that redundancy.
That's correct.
And another thing that we actually use in here is we can simulate with our firearms training system, the FAT system. Tell the viewing audience a little bit about that.
Basically, the FAT system is a really technologically advanced video game. What we do is we project a video up here on this screen, but the video is interactive. The officers, we clear everything out in here, we'll put barriers up, and the officers have to engage what's going on the screen. And based on what the officers do, with our computer, we can dictate what the people up here do. If they give the right commands, we can make the people comply. But if not, we can jack up the situation a little bit, and we can make the officer decide whether or not to use force. It's a decision-making trainer as opposed to an accuracy trainer. We want people to think about what they're doing when they get into a use of force situation.
That's correct, that's correct. And really, by having this training center here, we've saved hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because what we actually do and what you do in your capacity as the training sergeant is we actually host multiple classes, probably 2 or 3 dozen throughout the year, where we bring in power phone, we bring in legal update, we bring in someone on commercial motor vehicles. You host those classes here, and then we get free training for our officers.
I think one of the best examples of that, Chief, is the Reed technique of interview and interrogation, one of the most sought after classes in America for an investigator. And we were able to bring that class in here, and it's about a $700 per person class, and we were able to get 5 free slots for that, for hosting it and for advertising. So it's a huge, huge advantage to the Novi Police Department and to the taxpayers.
Yeah, actually, whenever we can save $1 or pinch a dime here, that's really, really good. Currently, the economic times that we find ourselves in, we are using this. And I think in the last week alone, we've had the Community Emergency Response Team CERT training, we've had CPR, we've had power phone, we've had use of force, where officers were actually going through TASER and PPCT. We've used the firearms training system. So hundreds and hundreds of hours just within the last few weeks alone that we utilize this center for.
Absolutely.
Well, Michael, thanks for joining us here today, and thanks for giving us a rundown on the training center.
Thank you, Chief.